Real quick, the only ask I could ever have of you guys is to help spread the word so we can help more women lose body fat, build muscle, reach their goals, and feel insanely confident. And the only way we can do that is if you rate, review, and share this podcast. So, the single thing I ask for you to do is if you could leave a review. It will take you 10 seconds and it will mean the absolute world to me and may change the world of someone else. The more phosphocreatine available, the more energy the muscle can produce, leading to improved exercise performance. So, creatine supplementation can improve exercise performance in a variety of ways. So, for example, it has been shown to increase muscle strength, power, and endurance, particularly during high intensity, short duration activities. What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the Macro Hour with Nikkiey Stott, co-founder and brand personality of WarriorBabe, where we talk about mindset, methodologies, and tactics that will help you lose body fat, build muscle, be strong, and feel insanely confident. I feel like one of the hottest topics in the fitness space, and that is creatine. So in this podcast today, I want to talk about the pros and the cons of taking creatine because some people swear by it and others say it's just a total waste of time. So what's the truth? And before I do deep dive into it, I want you guys to know that creatine has been extensively studied in the fitness space and it has been shown to have several benefits. However, like any freaking supplement that is out there, it has both its own pros and its own cons. So in the podcast today, I'm going to break down the most common pros and cons of taking creatine. And some pros being increased muscle strength to improved exercise performance and muscle mass. We're going to cover it all. Plus, we're going to discuss the potential downsides of it, such as weight gain and potential kidney damage. And so please, you guys, before you take any of my advice today and you start implementing creatine into your routine, please make sure that you consult with your healthcare provider before taking action on anything that I share with you guys today. All right. Now, I know that for a lot of you guys, this is a hot topic because, again, like I said, some people swear by it and think it's the best thing since sliced bread, while others say that it's a total waste of time and money. So, what's the truth? Is creatine worth taking or is it not? And before I dive in, we're going to start with the pros first. I want you guys to know that you can naturally get creatine by eating animal-sourced food products. So, anything that was made by a mom and a dad, aka chicken, mom, dad, egg, there's natural creatine inside of that meat source. So you can naturally get creatine. You don't have to supplement for it. I do believe sometimes it's a waste of money. But if you there's benefit though, if you're plant-based and you are vegan, you're not naturally getting that. You don't eat animal source products. So you're not naturally getting that creatine. So this is where I would say this is beneficial to taking. So let's dive right into it. Let's get started with talking about pro number one. So creatine has been shown to increase muscle strength and power. And it does that by increasing the availability of phosphocreatine in the muscle. So phosphocreatine is a compound that helps to generate the energy molecule ATP. And I'm going to get a little sciencey here for you guys. So ATP is needed for muscle contractions. So the more phosphocreatine available in your body, the more energy the muscle can produce, thus allowing for greater strength and power during your exercise. So to break it down a little bit more, creatine supplements work by increasing the amount of creatine stored in the muscle. Okay, so creatine is then converted, like I just said, to phosphocreatine, which is used to generate ATP, which is the primary energy source for muscle contraction. So by supplementing with creatine, the muscles can produce more ATP, which leads to that greater strength and power during high intensity exercise. So you're going to find this pretty common, the supplementation with creatine being used in athletes like bodybuilders who are looking to increase more muscle strength and power, or those who participate in sports that require short bursts of power, such as sprinting and jumping, or even Olympic weightlifting, and power lifters too as well. And then, so you're going to find that in athletes, but also too, creatine supplementation can be super beneficial for older adults.
especially like, women going through menopause. In your later years of life, supplementation with creatine can be really beneficial. Looking to improve more muscle mass and strength, because like I've mentioned before and alluded to in previous podcasts, as you go through menopause, estrogen decreases, and so you're more likely to experience osteoporosis and like fractures within your body if you don't have good muscle structure to your bone. So you're going to see it's common for older adults to supplement with creatine to help them improve more muscle mass and strength to their body. So to recap on number 1, creatine increases muscle strength and power. Now, pro number 2 kind of alludes to this a little bit as well, which I just spoke to. So creatine can improve muscle mass, and it does that by promoting muscle cell hydration and protein synthesis. So creatine supplements cause the muscles to retain more water, and therefore that makes the muscle appear larger and fuller. And I'm going to talk about this in the cons because you guys may experience this mentally in another way. But really what's happening here, I'm going to break down that mental barrier. But what's happening here is that the muscles retain more water. And so this can help to improve more muscle endurance and recovery and all that jazz. Now, what I just alluded to as well is that creatine has been shown to stimulate protein synthesis, which is a process by which the body builds new muscle tissue. And so when there's muscle cell hydration going on, that's important for muscle growth and repair, as well as for muscle function. But when the muscles are hydrated, they're able to contract and they're able to relax more efficiently, which can lead to improved performance and muscle growth. So creatine has been shown to increase muscle hydration and improve muscle endurance, which allows for greater muscle growth over time. So this is a key benefit. I mean, being able to, and I'm going to talk about this though in a con, because when you're taking creatine and all of this hydration is going down and protein synthesis and X, Y, Z, you got to make sure you're hydrated too as well, because the muscles they're pulling in this hydration. And so on top of it, you got to make sure that you're staying hydrated for the whole functionality of your body. Ladies, are you feeling frustrated with body changes you're experiencing during menopause? It's time to take control. If you're between 45 and 65 years old and tired of struggling with body fat and muscle loss, WarriorBabe is here for you. At WarriorBabe, we've helped over 18,000 women just like you lose body fat, build toned muscle, and understand their bodies better with personalized plans based on hormone and thyroid testing and more. Imagine knowing exactly what your body needs to see real results and results that last. Look, don't wait anymore. Take charge of your health and join our community of strong, empowered women. Visit WarriorBabe.com/apply today to start your transformation. That's WarriorBabe.com/apply. All right, let's get back to the show. So to deep dive a little bit more with protein synthesis, I've spoken to this, it's a big aspect of muscle growth, but protein synthesis is the process by which the body uses amino acids to build new muscle. So like I just mentioned, creatine has been shown to stimulate protein synthesis, which can lead to greater muscle mass over time. So that's number 2. Number 3 is that creatine improves exercise performance. So to piggyback off of number 1, as I mentioned, the more phosphocreatine available, the more energy the muscle can produce, leading to improved exercise performance. So creatine supplementation can improve exercise performance in a variety of ways. So for example, it has been shown to increase muscle strength, power, and endurance, particularly during high intensity, short duration activities. So additionally, creatine can improve muscle recovery, which allows for greater training and intensity and frequency over time. It has also been shown to improve performance and endurance activities as well by delaying, it does this by delaying muscle fatigue and by reducing muscle damage. So this can lead to improved endurance and faster recovery after training. So this is how creatine will do that, and how it will improve muscle performance is by breaking down everything that I just mentioned for pro number 3. Now leading into pro number 4, creatine improves brain function. So this really doesn't have anything to do with muscle and training and performance and growth and X, Y, and Z. But it improves brain function. And this has been studied and shown, but it's been shown to improve it by increasing the availability of our favorite compound, which I've touched on multiple times already, which is phosphocreatine in the brain. So again, as I've stated before, phosphocreatine is a compound that helps to generate the energy molecule ATP, which is also needed for brain function. So the more phosphocreatine available, the more energy the brain can produce, leading to improved cognitive function. And research suggests that creatine supplementation can improve this cognitive function, particularly in tasks that require high levels of mental energy, such as like memory and intelligence tests and all that jazz. So it's pretty cool. And some studies have found that creatine supplementation, it improves the memory, learning, and overall cognitive function in healthy adults too as well. And in individuals with cognitive impairment too. So it's pretty cool. I thought that was pretty interesting. And like I said, like this supplement has been so extensively studied, and one of the most extensively studied supplements that are out there. Like not many supplements are studied or backed by scientific research, but this has been. And that's why I want you guys to have this type of information so you can make a, better judgment call on whether you want to take it or whether you don't want to take it. So I want to touch on, before I dive into the cons here, that I personally take creatine, and I've been taking creatine every single day for at least the past month. And even though it's a short amount of time and you need to be able to compound over time to really see the true benefits, but every pro that I just alluded to, I have personally experienced that in this month span of taking creatine consistently. So I definitely believe in the supplement. I definitely would recommend it. But again, before you take any of my advice today, I would highly recommend just speaking with your healthcare provider on what they think this is and if they think that this is a supplement worthy of you taking. Because I'm going to talk about some cons here. And this is why it would be important to talk to a healthcare provider. All right, so let's dive into the cons here. So con number 1, weight gain. Now, before you guys, I just want to break down this mental barrier because you will experience this, but like it's not fat, okay? So you will experience weight gain because, as I would have already alluded to in the pros, that creatine causes muscles to retain water, which can lead to weight gain. And this is because creatine, like I mentioned, pulls water into the muscles, making them appear larger and fuller. And this is beneficial for muscle growth and performance, but it does lead to weight gain, especially if an individual is not engaging in regular physical activity. Like if you are just supplementing creatine, but you're not working out, that will cause weight gain. You're going to see the weight gain come because it's pulling water into the muscle. It's making them appear larger and fuller. But this is not fat. Like this is why I fucking hate the scale. Like you're gonna see the weight maybe increase a little bit, but it's not that you're getting fat. If you look and take photos of yourself from day 1 of taking creatine to day 30 of taking creatine, or even day 7 of taking creatine, you're gonna be like, holy cow. And even in the gym, you're gonna be like, wow, my muscles appear larger and fuller. It's because it's pulling water into the muscle. So that is what's happening. So additionally too, like some people may find that the added weight gain makes them feel uncomfortable or self-conscious, but like this weight gain, as I've already alluded to, it's not fat gain and it's usually temporary. And it's usually the water weight like that's happening here and accruing here, as I've spoken to, and it's not fat, and it's not also too sometimes an increase in muscle mass. However, some people may still find the weight gain can be a concern. So if you're sensitive to weight gain and you want to avoid it, it's important to track your weight and body composition while taking creatine, like I've already spoken to. Take pictures instead of stepping on the scale. And again, understand that the number that you do see on the scale, like I said, I just want to drill it into your guys' head, isn't fat gain. It's usually more water weight and it's only temporary. So that's number 1. Number 2, creatine can cause digestive issues. So such as stomach cramps, nausea, diarrhea, and bloating. And these side effects can occur when creatine is taken in large doses or when it's taken on an empty stomach. And I've definitely felt this in my time of taking it. I've taken on empty stomach before, and I just was cramping for an hour after. And so what happens here is that the digestive issues are usually caused by an osmotic effect of creatine, which can pull water into the intestines, causing diarrhea. So some people may be sensitive to creatine and may experience stomach discomfort or other digestive issues that when you're consuming it. So I would just pay attention to this. Make sure that you're consuming it to to minimize the risk of digestive issues, what's recommended is to do like a low doses of creatine, which is like usually just 5 grams per day, and then gradually increase it over time. And it's best to take creatine with food, like a protein shake or like something that has high carbohydrates with it. So like I do it post workout and I put it inside of my protein shake, and I have almond milk, unsweetened almond milk, and bananas and strawberries, frozen bananas and strawberries. Okay. So that will help to absorb the creatine and to minimize any discomfort. So that was number 2, digestive issues. Number 3, kidney damage. So creatine is primarily excreted through the kidneys, and some studies have suggested that long-term creatine supplementation may cause damage to the kidneys. However, a lot of studies have found that creatine supplementation is safe for healthy individuals and does not cause significant kidney damage. So like if you're somebody who has kidney damage, like would I recommend you taking creatine? No. But like if you're a healthy individual and you don't have any kidney damage, then yes, I would recommend you taking it. Or like, like I said, talk to your healthcare provider about this stuff. So it's generally considered safe for healthier adults to take creatine for up to 5 years. However, people with pre-existing kidney problems should exercise caution when taking creatine. Like I said, it's advised that you speak with your healthcare professional before taking creatine. I just need to say this over and over and over and over again. So creatine can also increase the creatine levels in the blood, which can be a marker of kidney damage. However, this increase is usually not significant and it's not associated with actual kidney disease. So like, for example, if you were even like I've experienced this, I've had rhabdo before, and that's a different thing. But I've gone into the emergency room when I've gotten treated for rhabdo, and when they drew my blood, just because of the amount of meat that I eat and X, Y, and Z, meat having natural creatine in it. And I remember I went out for like a cheesesteak dinner the night before. So hella creatine, hella meat consumption. But I remember getting my blood work back and my creatine levels were increased. Now, again, like it's a marker of kidney damage, but like it's not actually. So it's the increase is not, it wasn't significant enough, and it's not associated with actual kidney damage. So just want to throw that in there. But like I mentioned in pros, when I was talking about how taking creatine pulls water into the muscle, it is so important to drink plenty of water while taking creatine, help flush out the kidneys and minimize any potential damage. Like people who take creatine but then don't drink like the gallon of water that's recommended a day, creatine is being excreted through the kidneys. So you just want to make sure that you're on top of your water, you're staying hydrated so it can help flush it out. And minimize any potential damage. I just think that just stay hydrated, friends. Please stay hydrated. And like, I'm just going to say this here. Please check with your doctor. Okay, thanks. Okay, that was number 3. So kidney damage. Number 4, dehydration. Okay, creatine can cause muscles to retain water, which can lead to dehydration. I just want to drill this one home. You must be hydrated if you're taking creatine. Dehydration happens because creatine pulls water into the muscles, and if an individual is not drinking enough water, dehydration may happen. So I'm drilling this into your heads. It's important to drink plenty of water while taking creatine to help prevent dehydration. Okay. It's also recommended to consume creatine with a carbohydrate-rich drink, which I've already spoken to you guys, or a meal to help absorb the creatine and minimize any potential dehydration from happening. So for example, like I said, I put a scoop of creatine into my protein shake, and it's mixed with fruit and carbohydrates and almond milk. Okay. And it's also worthy mentioning too that while creatine can cause water retention in the muscle cells, it doesn't mean that it can lead to dehydration if you drink enough water. So just in general, please stay hydrated. Drinking enough water is essential for staying hydrated and healthy, you guys, independent of creatine use. Like just making sure you drink water every single day and enough of it is so important outside of just taking creatine. So there you guys have it, the pros and the cons to taking creatine, guys. It's important to note that creatine is a supplement. It's not a drug. So even though this is one of the extensively studied supplements in the fitness space, the long-term effects of creatine use are not well understood. I just need to make sure that you guys know that. And more research is needed. Even though it's extensively studied and been extensively studied, So it's important to consult with a healthcare professional. I can't say that enough before taking creatine or really like any dietary supplement while you're on your fitness, change your body composition type of journey. So I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. I hope you guys found it helpful, and I hope that you guys have a great day, and I'll catch you guys in the next podcast. See ya. Hey guys, real quick. If you're interested in taking your body to the next level, lose body fat, build more muscle, feel more confident, do it alongside one of our 30 plus professional coaches. Work one-on-one with her to eliminate all of the guesswork that you may have. And all you need to do is just do the work that she tells you to do to get to those goals of yours. Now, to learn more, click the link below this podcast and apply to our VIP program right now.